Thank you. Today I spoke at the conference, Latina conference in Cali. My main topic was long-acting antiviral agents, the good and the bad and the ugly. We discussed the use of Cabenuva, which has ribavirin, and all the studies, which the most important was the Atlas 2 study, which showed that if you are taking every 2 months the injections compared to 1 month, there may be some resistance. And what came out from our review was that if the patients have a high BMI, more than 30, or if you have a subtype A6 and A1, or if they have ribavirin resistance, then you should be very careful using Cabenuva because it can fail. The ribavirin resistance is one of the most important things. So that's really important for Colombia and South America because people are using ribavirin, and if Cabenuva is going to be used, you have to make sure that there is no hidden resistance. Apart from that, we discussed other drugs like lenacapavir. Lenacapavir has been used with broadly neutralizing antibodies, and we found that they were very effective, almost 90% have undetectable. We talked about islatravir, which is a translocation nucleoside inhibitor, and that works, but the problem is that it has the inherent problem that it decreases the lymphocyte count. So as a result, the dose that we use has to be very small, 0.25 milligrams a day. Currently, the studies are ongoing between islatravir and combined with lenacapavir 300 and islatravir 2 milligrams once a week, and to see whether that works. And I discussed the use of broadly neutralizing antibodies, maturation inhibitors. There is a new maturation inhibitor which is developed by GSK, which is long-acting and can drop the viral load about 2 to 3 logs. Furthermore, they have also developed broadly neutralizing antibody called N6, which is actually very potent, and it has multifaceted, so it's almost like 2 different or 3 different BNAbs put together. So we hope that it works out. They're hoping to market this, and they have done studies, and so hopefully that the phase 2 starting very soon. We discussed about the what people want. At the end of the day, antiretrovirals, we have to give what they want. When there was a survey done by a group of people, there were 820 people given discrete choices. It is interesting. That's roughly about 18% like once a day pill. But the most important thing was that roughly about 50% of the people wanted either 3 months or 6 months injection. You can see that the trend is moving towards people wanting injectable antiretrovirals, preferably every 6 months. That's the one that got the highest number. Those are all in my slides. The most important things are the treatment paradigm is slowly moving towards injectable long-acting. The things are not that simple because it is not easy to bring these things to Latin America because they are very expensive. And also the supply chain, this has to be in the proper cold storage. And also for things like broadly neutralizing antibodies, you have to do resistant testing, which means that you have to spend money to do that. And then a lot of people have naturally developed mutations in the virus to the broadly neutralizing antibodies because the virus is continuously exposed to naturally developed antibodies by your own system. One of the most difficult challenges is that in these injectables is that delivery at healthcare setting. For example, Cabenuva has to be injected every 2 months. Is going to be difficult. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's Estados Unidos or any other country. It is expensive for people to come and get these injections and get all the blood tests done, and all that is difficult. So that's why people like every 4 to 6 months, because then the number of times you have to come to the doctor. Finally, the most important thing is that we have to make sure that these drugs are available to everybody, not just in America, but Colombia, Peru, Chile, Argentina, Brazil, all the countries in South America and Central America. It's the duty of the society to provide these things, because although the pills are working very well, there are lots of people who need injectable, especially the people who are difficult to reach, people who are on drug use, or people who have mental disorders, or people who have dementia, may need these drugs. And it has been shown in multiple studies, even if the viral load is high, especially in San Francisco in Australia. And if you give social support, we can bring them down to undetectable, thereby prevent the HIV transmission. In conclusion, my suggestion is that we all have to work together to develop these agents.